It's been a long time since I hung out with Lill from CMHA. Lill, it's so great to see you. How are you?
Nice to see you. I'm great, thank you.
I really want to talk today because in the past, you and I have sort of touched base, but I didn't realize the amount of life skill programs CMHA has, or they come and go. I understand that, but you guys do a huge amount, like communication and life skills and just like relationship balancing and all those different components. Can you talk a bit about those programs and
Yeah,
how integrated they are?
for sure. In our Alternatives Activity Center, there is a calendar of events and different topics are spoken on throughout the week, right? And a lot of it does entail helping our members learn relationship building, all kinds of skills as well. And we've restarted our groups as well that were on a brief hiatus. And so all the groups are on various topics. So if anybody really wants to see us offer a group on anything in particular, all you have to do is let us know and we'll do our best. But we know that life skills and learning just really how to be in this world, right? Takes a little bit of practice, and we do offer those types of skill building programs here at our agency.
Can I ask a little bit about the group setting? Like, is it like an open concept? Is it mentoring, or is it just having that conversation amongst the group with your own sort of things that you're trying to figure out?
Sure. So we have presentations and we have
Okay.
facilitators who are case managers and have that experience. But there is a lot of group discussion, right? So there is mentoring, of course, but mostly like a lot of group discussion as well, because we feel that people can learn from each other and share their experiences, which is an excellent teacher, right? Then instead of just us talking to people, definitely people have common experiences, and that's why they're in the programs that they're in.
Does it help? Like, I always feel like when I meet somebody that, and they're like, "Oh, I have that. I've dealt with that too." It
Yeah.
makes me feel a little bit better that I'm not alone in this. Is that a big thing with the group conversations?
Absolutely. And people do feel like they're all alone. They're the only ones that are facing these challenges or difficulties. But it's certainly not true, right? And when you enter these groups or be a part of the Alternatives Activity Center or even come in for case management in our agency, you see people in the reception area and you realize, hey, I'm not the only one that is feeling like this or facing the issues that I'm facing. So it's really important to get that message out. You are not alone. Do not feel that this is happening just to you, because that's certainly not the case.
I imagine you guys have seen quite probably a fair amount of growth since the end of the pandemic in sort of the group setting because that coming back together and communicating is one on one is so valuable. There's the body language and everything else that goes on. Can you talk to that?
Sure, for sure. Funny you should mention that, because our family support groups are starting to go hybrid in September, right? So we're getting back to that, because absolutely the human interaction is key. We've been virtual for I would say almost 3 years now, and although that connection is still there, right? The body language you miss, and some people just turn their cameras off, although we tell them not to. You do need to pick up on body language, and you do need to be present to see what people are really feeling. So it's very critical to come back and meet in person. Yeah.
Those cues, right? Those
Yeah.
those those cues are so critical when you're having a conversation. And I'm like, I mean, you and I do our podcast, obviously, but it's so much funner when we get to actually sit down and just chat one on one together. It makes a big difference.
Sure.
You can pick up on everything else. Are these programs offered all over Haldeman, Norfolk, Brant? Like, how do they
Yes.
roll out?
Yeah, all the programs that we offer at our branch are extended to Haldeman, Norfolk, because our branch does encompass, pardon me, Haldeman and Norfolk. We're Brant, Haldeman, Norfolk, and Brant County, Brantford and Brant County, and Haldeman, Norfolk. So anyone that's within our catchment area can certainly be a part of these groups. They're open to our area.
And I know that you have a Simcoe location as well, so I imagine there is a few group programs that run out of there.
Yes.
Um, is that the way? Is that I mean, for me, I think that's probably the future of a lot of because there is such. You guys are so overloaded,
Yes.
right, in all aspects. But when you can get together with other people and talk about it, and like you said, you have someone there, a case manager or something that can sort of lead the way. It
Mhm.
just opens a better flow for conversation, does it not?
It sure does, absolutely, and not only that, it kind of manages our wait list, right? If you're waiting 6 months or sometimes even longer to have service, then these groups can kind of just help you out in the interim. Or maybe a group is really all that you're wanting, right? To just interact with other people. So it's a tremendous service to have at our agency for sure.
And these are all across the country. Like you said, all the CMHAs have programs similar to this. And I don't think we understand the vitality of it, the importance of it going forward, as far as, subjects like communication, because
Yes.
that's a big breakdown area where I see a lot of folks, they just can't. I don't know if it's pandemic related. You and I have had all those discussions, but
Yes.
they really struggle to talk to one another, and
Yes.
you need those little breakthroughs, those little wins, right, to get people back to the level before the pandemic or close to it.
Absolutely. I mean, sometimes in some of our clients, communication skills, need to be developed or are lacking, right?
Oh
Just
yeah.
and communication is not their forte. And plus, when we were locked down or just meeting virtually, well, there you go. You're thwarting your communication skills even further. And those of us that did have communication skills, well, they're a bit rusty right now because we've been meeting behind a screen. So, this opportunity to learn communication skills is truly important in how we build relationships. It also very important in all aspects in our life. We need to communicate with people, right? It'll make or break us. It
Yeah.
certainly will. Yeah.
Do they need to go online to find, like, if I go to the CMHA site, is there a certain drop down I should be looking under for groups, or do I need to come in and register? Like, how would I go about that?
So the best way to do that is to call our offices and ask for intake, right?
Okay.
The Brant location has intake workers on duty. The Simcoe also does. So the best way to do is to call our offices and just inquire into the groups that are happening
Okay.
and ask for intake on duty. And that's sort of a clearinghouse, right? Whatever information you need, that's what our intake team is there for.
And I don't think a lot of people, like, when you call for an intake, it's
Mm,
private information, and
yeah.
they're looking to help you. And I think
Yeah.
sometimes there's that awkward moment, right? When you call
Mhm.
somebody, you're not too sure, you're trying
Yeah.
to figure it out. But that's the one
Exactly.
thing about your staff, all across both counties, is that they're comfortable and they know, and they'll help you get that first step going.
Exactly. And that's the importance of an intake meeting. It's sort of like the first step. We kind of get an idea of what you're looking for, what's going on in your life. And if you're looking for something that perhaps our agency doesn't offer, because we claim to do it all and we probably do it all, but we can't do everything, right?
Right.
We will definitely redirect. We certainly won't tell people, well, so sorry, too bad, so sad. We will redirect to an appropriate service in our respective communities that we serve, so we can give somebody guidance and sort of some pointers of where they can go for assistance.
And we'll put the intake number. It'll be below on the screen, folks. If you want to reach out to CMHA, feel free.
Mhm.
Lil, it's great catching up. I know you got lots to do on your plate. You guys are always hopping, but thank you for
Always.
taking the time today and talking about these programs.
Thank you very much.